Stars who died and left their light to you. Remember this when you feel weak and worthless and blue. The sadness that they say can be beautiful. What sadness is this? Because my sadness rips me apart from the inside, and there isn't a thing beautiful about it. All your senses are heightened when you're heartbroken. You hear things more clearly because it's better than listening to the drum of your heart. Feel the sun and the air on your skin because you're trying to feel things instead of shutting down. Your feelings are valid and real. Do not let anybody denounce them just because they do not feel the same way. These feelings do not make you weak or clingy or overly emotional. They make you strong, brave, and beautiful. You're not merely made of stardust. You are the comet streaking through the sky on the way to do good and bright things. Hi, so I didn't know when I was going to come back and make this video, But I just felt like I wanted to slash needed to. I don't owe anybody anything, No, I don't owe any explanations why I haven't been around and such. I've had many desires to make videos, but things have been really not great lately. If you follow me on Instagram, you already know. If you've seen my community post, um, you already know as well that my mom passed away. This was about 10 days ago. So it's very new, very fresh. Um, I'm going to try to keep it together. If I don't, then that's just what's going to happen. Um, hmm. Before that happened, there was a lot going on with her anyway. Ever since May, where she had gone to the hospital for being very weak and having a lot of swelling in her body. And ever since then, she just was not herself. I mean, she was herself, personality and mental wise. My mom was 80, and for an 80-year-old, she's very, very alert. She had never had any problems with memories or dementia and things like that. But her body just started slowing down. Just pouring myself some tea. And so I really had to push into my caregiving skills over the past few months and do more for her than I ever had to do. Um, and lifting her and, really learning this, using the skills that I learned in caregiving classes and on my tests and stuff. Tea Earl Grey hot. So my eyes look really weird because I'm using my webcam, so it's making my eyes look very strange. My makeup looks really weird. But I don't care. Anyway, so it was really rough, trying to figure out what to do, how to help her. Me and my sister are been working on, ways to help her. And it's just really difficult to see your parent go down like that, downhill in health, and just to know in the back of your mind that they're not going to be around for much longer. And I knew it wasn't me being negative. I just had these feelings, and I felt like God was telling me to enjoy every moment I could with her. So I did get a chance to write her a letter thanking her for a lot of different things, and telling her that now that I'm a mom, understanding a lot of the frustrations and anger she went through as a mother that I didn't understand back then, and I just thought she was mean and grouchy. And now I understand. I don't want to be like she was, because sometimes she was so grouchy. I was afraid of her. She didn't, um, but I want to be like that toward my kids. But sometimes I feel like I am, and I don't want to be that way. But that's a whole other story. Um, and I thanked her for giving me, instilling the love of reading in me. My mom was an avid reader. Like, she's the type of person who could stay up all night to read a book. Or read a book, like 3 books in one week, that type of reader. I'm not that type of reader. I wish I could be, but I don't have that kind of time. But I'm grateful for that. And I'm grateful that she married a really good guy, that my dad was such a great guy, and that she just instilled really good values in her children. So I'm grateful for all of that. And all the times we laughed together. Sometimes we laughed so much that we just didn't even remember why we were laughing. And we look at each other and just laugh more. And I just love those kind of moments. I need more of those moments in my life. I have those moments with my husband a lot. Sometimes we'll laugh so hard, and then either him or me will say, I'm just laughing because you're laughing now. So I think it's very important to have those moments with our friends and our family. Maybe I want to share a couple of things. Get my glasses on. I don't want to go into the details of my mom's hospital stay and death because I'm tired of talking about it. If you are curious and you want to know, message me on Instagram and we could talk about it, but I really don't want to here. Just know that she had a lot of problems, and letting her go was the kindest thing to do, because she wouldn't have lasted very much longer. But anyway, in the Bible, there is a scripture in Psalms. I want to say 17 and 18. Yeah, 17 and 18 that says, "When the righteous cry for help, the Lord hears and delivers them out of their troubles. The Lord is near to the brokenhearted and saves the crushed in spirit." I remember reading this when my dad died and finding comfort in it. I wrote a post on Tumblr that I'd like to share because I don't think very many of you probably follow my Tumblr or are on Tumblr. I basically am on Tumblr for Halloween and autumn related things. I also have a mindfulness blog on there. Now, there's a lot of negative things about Tumblr that I don't like either, but I avoid those things. So I was just going to read to you my post that I posted yesterday because it can explain my thoughts and feelings much better than I can explain them right now. So I had posted a picture of my breakfast yesterday. And I said, before you see a lovely spooky breakfast, a spoopy mug of coffee, a skull plate with jam-filled toaster biscuits, and an autumnal tumbler of water. Lovely, right? Well, as I try to be honest on my YouTube channel, I too will be honest here. This perfect looking breakfast is not all that it seems. It's actually my second cup of coffee because the first was spilled all over the counter by my coffee and tea area and onto the floor and all over my shirt. I simply just wanted to put a bowl away in the cupboard above that area. The bowl came crashing down to knock my cup of coffee over. I was trying to really enjoy my morning by eating intentional to bring myself a little bit of cheer by using my new pumpkin cup with a cat on it. But when this happened, I lost it. I got so mad I cried because I had a bigger mess to clean up in the kitchen than I already had. Plus, I was worried my cup broke. But it didn't. It was just a little tiny chip on the ear, so Sharpie to the rescue. It seems nothing can go right lately, so of course that sent me off on a emotional feelings about my mother type of thing. So this is the part I really wanted to share. Grief is a very interesting thing. When I lost my dad back in 2009, this was the first time that I had lost someone close to me. So I was beyond devastated. I had no idea how the grieving process worked, let alone even knew that what grieving really was. I tried so hard to run away from all the bad feelings that I was going through. Everything felt absolutely terrifying and wrong. Now that I'm going through it a second time, I understand the process. I get what I'm going through, so I know what to expect. It still hurts like hell to lose someone, but if I can be mindful of what I'm experiencing and ride the waves of grief, then I'll get through this. So yeah, you don't get over things. I'm sorry, I keep bouncing my laptop screen. That's what I've told myself for many years, that you don't get over things, you get through things. Because especially when it's something traumatic, like losing someone or going through a toxic relationship or whatever the case may be, it's not something that you get over because it's always going to be part of you. It's always going to hurt. There's always going to be scars. So it's just something that you get through. Yeah. By the way, I just want to say I'm really grateful because I've been very blessed. Despite my angry attitude lately, I've been very angry and touchy. Lord has been blessing us. We're getting help from family for funeral arrangements. Not necessarily a service yet, but for all the things that need to be done. And that is beyond appreciating. I mean, I'm appreciating beyond grateful for that. And a friend from church just came by a few minutes ago, actually, and she wanted to offer something. And I have such a difficult time when people ask me what I need. I will get back to that in a moment. But she wanted to bless me somehow, so she offered to take Dragon to the park and to the library. So I'm so grateful for that. So I get a few moments of peace while the baby's asleep. So that's why I'm actually able to make this video. That being said, what I was saying earlier, keep my glasses off for a minute. My eyes. When people say, especially after a death, if there's anything I can do for you, let me know. Or what do you need? I get it. I understand why people say that, and it's a very kind to offer. But I try not to say that to people. I just tell them that I'll be there if they need to talk or vent or something. The reason why I try not to say it to people, because I personally have a very difficult time understanding what that means. Like, what is it that I can ask for? What is it that I can tell people I need? To the point where I wouldn't be taking advantage of them. I don't want to be like that. I don't want to take advantage of somebody and say, well, these are all the things I need. This would help me feel better. Because if I were to be really honest, I would have a whole laundry list of things that I need. But I'm not going to ask people to do those things for me because I don't feel like they're their responsibility or that they should have to do them for me. And I don't even think that would be appropriate to ask them to do those things. So it's just very confusing when people say that. It's like, what do you need? What can I do for you? What are you willing to do for me? Because I don't have any ideas myself that don't sound absurd, or I don't know what the word is. Yeah. Like, really, I'd love somebody to just come and bring me like a cup of coffee or like a frappuccino or something, or surprise me with something, just something that would cheer me up, like chocolate or pizza or anything, or flowers, just something, But I don't know, maybe that sounds bratty, and I'm not trying to be a brat, but I'd rather have someone surprise bless me like my friend just did and suggest something rather than just have it open ended, because it's just too weird and awkward for me. Anywho, I have one more thing to share. I got this book a while ago. I may have shared it on one of my videos. I don't know. It's been so long since I made a video. It's called Pillow Thoughts by Courtney Peppernell. This book is amazing. I found it in the poetry section of Barnes and Noble one day. I was just like, you know what? I want to go get a book that I don't usually get, because I'm always buying fantasy books, or drawing books or whatever. And so I wanted something completely different. So I said, I meander over to the poetry section. Now, these aren't necessarily poems as they are thoughts. I guess some of them could be kind of poemy, but it is a collection of, well, they call it poetry, but to me, I don't see very poety, but and prose about heartbreak, love, and raw emotions. It is divided into sections to read them when you feel you need them the most. Make a cup of tea and let yourself feel. And I just love it. I love that there's a jellyfish on it. And jellyfish is my son's favorite animal. And let's see. I'll read the beginning to you. It says, before we begin, I'd like to share a story. Once upon a time, there was a jellyfish. We'll call it you. You became lost sometimes. You could be a little unsure. You tried very hard, but sometimes it didn't feel like enough. I hate to spoil the ending, but you is fine. You is still here. You is going to make it. I really like that intro. So they have the table of thoughts. If you're dreaming of someone, if you're in love, if you're heartbroken, if you're lonely, if you're sad, if you're missing someone, if you need encouragement, if you are soul searching, if you need a reason to stay, and then a section called These Are For You. So I have annotated this book a lot. I have so many dog-eared pages and highlights and notes in here that I just, because I want to remember the ones that are really special to me. There's even some really weird ones in here that I just wrote some notes like, okay. But isn't this cute? The two little jellyfish holding an umbrella together if you feel sad. Anyway, the one that I am going to read is from the When You Feel Sad section. And when I read this, I was like, no one has ever said that before to me. Because there's always, anytime you feel bad, or even if you want to have a pity party or something really bad happens, I feel like there's this unsaid connotation from other people and even from your inner self that says, well, it could be worse. Other people have it worse than you, so you shouldn't be feeling this bad. And this told me something completely different that kind of validated my feelings and made me feel like, okay, yes, thank you. It says, let's be frank. There are times it feels the whole world is falling apart. You cannot compare your pain to others. So why respond with someone else has it worse? Pain is immeasurable when it's felt because in that moment it feels like the worst pain on earth. So that really speaks to me, and I hope it speaks to some of you because it is so true. No one can tell you that your pain is less than someone else's. It's whatever it is to you in that moment when you're experiencing it. People may have worse things happening, but the pain is personal to you. So I think I'm going to end it there. I feel like I could say a whole lot more, but I see my husband text me and I really want to talk to him. I love you guys. Thank you for your love and your support and your prayers and everybody who messaged me and responded to my post on Instagram praying for my mom and just being there for me. You don't know how much it means to me. I'm just so grateful. Thank you guys. Hope you have a great day.